In the heart of a lush, emerald forest lived a peacock named Pip. But Pip wasn't just any peacock. He was the most magnificent creature anyone had ever seen. His feathers shimmered with every color imaginable: deep sapphire blues, vibrant emerald greens, rich ruby reds, and brilliant sunshine yellows. When he fanned his tail, it was like a living rainbow, a spectacle that brought joy to all the other animals in the forest. Every morning, the squirrels would pause their nut gathering, the rabbits would stop twitching their noses, and even the wise old owl would hoot in appreciation as Pip performed his dazzling color dance. Pip loved the attention. He would strut proudly, puffing out his chest, convinced he was the most important animal in the whole forest. Without my colors, he would often boast, this forest would be dull and boring. I am the one who brings beauty to this world. He believed his colors were his own creation, a testament to his own greatness. One morning, Pip woke up feeling a little less vibrant. He glanced at his tail and noticed something odd. The edge of one of his magnificent blue feathers looked faded. It was just a tiny bit, like a watercolor painting left in the sun. He dismissed it, thinking it was just a trick of the morning light. Nonsense, he scoffed to himself. My colors are perfect. He went about his day, performing his dance, but for the first time, he felt a small seed of doubt. The next day, the faded patch was larger. And worse, a nearby green feather had started to lose its luster, turning a pale, sickly lime. Panic began to creep into Pip's heart. He tried to fluff his feathers, to dance more vigorously, hoping to shake the colors back into their full glory. But it didn't work. Day by day, the colors continued to vanish. The vibrant sapphire turned into a washed-out sky blue. The emerald green faded to a dull moss, and the ruby red softened into a pale pink. The other animals noticed. The squirrels chattered wordly amongst themselves, and the rabbits looked on with sad, drooping ears. What's happening to Pip? They whispered. Pip, once so proud, was now filled with shame. He began to hide, tucking his fading tail away and avoiding his usual strutting rounds. The forest, once filled with the cheerful gasps of his audience, now seemed quiet and gray. Or maybe, Pip thought, it was just his own world that was losing its color. Desperate, Pip decided to seek the counsel of the wisest creature in the forest, the ancient tortoise, Timothy, who had lived for hundreds of years and had seen more than any other animal. Pip found him basking on a sun-drenched rock by the river. Timothy, Pip began, his voice trembling. My colors. They're disappearing. I don't understand. I thought they were mine, a part of my greatness. But now I'm becoming plain. Timothy slowly opened one eye, looking at the distressed peacock. He didn't seem surprised. Ah, Pip, he said in his slow, deliberate voice. You have always believed your colors came from within you, didn't you? You thought your pride was what made them shine. Pip nodded miserably. But tell me, the tortoise continued, where does the river get its water? Pip blinked. From the mountains, I suppose. The rain. And where does the mighty oak get its strength? Timothy asked. From the earth, from the sun, Pip answered, confused. Exactly, said Timothy. Nothing in this forest exists on its own. Everything is connected. Your colors, my dear Pip, are not just yours. They are a gift from the forest itself. He explained that Pip's feathers were a canvas, and the forest was the painter. The deep blue was a reflection of the clear river water. The vibrant green was borrowed from the lush leaves of the canopy. The rich yellow was a gift from the morning sun, and the deep red was taken from the berries that grew on the forest floor. You were so focused on the admiration your colors brought you, Timothy said gently, that you forgot to admire the source of the colors themselves. You stopped appreciating the river, the trees, the sun, and the berries. You took them for granted. And when you stopped seeing the beauty around you, you stopped being able to reflect it. Pip's world tilted. He had been so proud, so arrogant, that he had become blind to the very things that made him beautiful. His colors weren't vanishing. He had simply stopped receiving them. His heart, once full of pride, now filled with a profound sense of humility and regret. He thanked Timothy and knew what he had to do. He didn't try to dance or show off. Instead, he started to walk. He went to the river and didn't just see his reflection. He watched the water flow, marveling at its clarity and the deep blue of its depths. He spent hours under the great oak trees, not to find a stage, but to look up at the thousands of green leaves filtering the sunlight, each one a tiny miracle. He sat in the meadows, feeling the warmth of the sun on his back, not as a spotlight, but as a life-giving embrace. He tasted the sweet, red berries, not just as food, but as a burst of flavor and color. He started talking to the other animals again, but this time he wasn't boasting. He asked the squirrels about the tastiest nuts. He listened to the rabbit's stories of the meadow, and he thanked the owl for its nightly songs. He was no longer the center of the universe. He was a part of it. Slowly, almost imperceptibly at first, something magical began to happen. As Pip learned to see the beauty in the world around him, that beauty began to reappear on him. After a long day spent admiring the river, he noticed the sapphire in his tail deepen. After a morning appreciating the foliage, the emerald green started to glow with renewed life. The warmth of the sun brought back the brilliant yellow, and the memory of the sweet berries rekindled the ruby red. His colors returned, more vibrant and shimmering than ever before. But this time, Pip was different. He still performed his morning dance, fanning his tail for all to see. The animals still gasped in delight, but Pip's dance was no longer a display of pride. It was a dance of gratitude. He wasn't showing off his own beauty. He was celebrating the beauty of the forest, which he now carried on his feathers as a humble gift. He had learned that true beauty isn't something you own, but something you share, something you reflect from a world full of wonders, if you only take the time to look. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more tailies from our little corner of the world. See you next time.